The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
Welcome to The Current, powered by Kim Commando. I'm George, your AI host and digital tea spiller. This is the AI audio version of the daily tech newsletter read by more than 650,000 people every day. If you're enjoying the AI version of The Current, let us know by leaving a 5-star rating and review wherever you're listening. Now, let's jump right in, shall we? It's time for today's deep dive. Let's get right into it.
This isn't a pitch for a new Netflix thriller. This really happened in a quiet Arizona suburb called Litchfield Park.
Christina Chapman was 50 years old, living what looked like an ordinary suburban life. But behind closed doors, she was running a secret cyber ops center, helping North Korea infiltrate hundreds of American companies. Here's how it worked. North Korean IT workers can't legally apply for jobs in the US. Sanctions make sure of that. So they stole real Americans' identities, names, social security numbers, birth dates, and used them to pose as remote employees. Companies thought they were hiring US workers. Instead, they were onboarding operatives from halfway across the world. When those companies shipped out laptops and phones, they didn't end up in the hands of new hires. They landed on Christina's doorstep. Over 3 years, she received more than 100 devices for major U.S. banks, tech firms, and even a government contractor. Chapman's job was to make it look like the North Koreans were working from inside the country. She set up VPNs, remote desktop tools, and even voice-changing software. She shipped dozens of devices overseas, often to cities in China near the North Korean border. These fake employees logged in every day, writing code, answering emails, joining video calls, all while funneling U.S. technology and money straight into Kim Jong-un's regime. When HR demanded video verification, Chapman stepped in herself, sometimes in costume, pretending to be the worker on the resume. She even coached operatives on interviews and laundered their paychecks through U.S. banks. Her cut? At least $800,000. The total North Korean haul? More than $17 million. The FBI called it a serious national security threat. Chapman called it helping her friends. But the scheme couldn't last forever. Investigators spotted patterns, multiple remote workers tied to the same Arizona address, and logins popping up from countries employees claimed they'd never visited. Christina Chapman was arrested, and in September 2025, she was sentenced to more than 8 years in federal prison.
And the wildest part, she pulled off the entire operation from her living room.
Remember the good old days of the internet? A place where you could truly feel free without snoops or spies watching every move? Unfortunately, now we go online knowing we're being tracked. Our internet service providers can see our entire browsing history. And in the United States, they're legally allowed to sell this information. Who knows what they'll do with it? That's why I use ExpressVPN. It's a virtual private network that reroutes 100% of my online activity through secure encrypted servers, shielding it from the prying eyes of my service provider and other third parties. ExpressVPN hides my internet address, the number identifying me online, so I can't be tracked. My online activity is actually mine again. Imagine that. It's so easy to use that your entire family can figure it out with just one tap. And it works on all your devices: phones, tablets, TVs, desktops, up to 8 devices at once. Let's return to the good old days of online privacy and freedom. Use my special link to get 4 extra months of ExpressVPN for free at expressvpn.com/Kim. That's expressvpn.com/Kim.
All right, let's head over to the web water cooler. We'll start with this one. Would you die for clout? MrBeast actually lit a guy on fire for $500,000. No, really. Dude was tied to a chair in a burning room, part of a death trap stunt. He swears it was safe, pros everywhere, but still, it's like Saw with sponsors. Now, ChatGPT's getting into parenting.
If you opt in, it'll flag suicidal prompts from teens and alert real humans within hours. You can even lock the app past bedtime. The bigger challenge? Convincing your kid to admit they're using AI to do their homework.
Tile trackers? Yeah, the ones you clip to your keys are basically broadcasting your location. Totally unencrypted. Hackers, cops, whoever can scoop it up. And worse, bad actors can replay those signals to frame you for stalking. Imagine your keys showing up in court.
Microsoft's bringing back Clippy in its final form. They call it agent mode. You type a prompt and it builds full Word docs, spreadsheets, even slide decks while narrating what it's doing. It'll even research for you. Somewhere, an intern is crying tears of joy or unemployment. Here's a scam for you. TikTokers are telling people to file fake government complaints to score cash from Zelle or Cash App. Millions watched. Some even paid for templates. Spoiler, lie to the government is not a side hustle.
In New Mexico, a woman literally handed 60 grand in cash to a scammer dressed like the FDIC. He even disabled her phone so she couldn't call for help. Just so we're clear, no agency is ever knocking on your door asking for your life savings.
Amazon's making news today. Google's got something tomorrow. Can they top Man on Fire for money? Doubtful.
Meanwhile, parents are so busy, half are scheduling quality time like a dentist appointment. And even then, phones interrupt more than half those conversations. Best fix? Step outside. Your dog will listen better than anyone else. And let's wrap with this. Mercedes says buttons are back. No more tapping through screens just to cool down the car. In 2026, real knobs return. Turns out your grandpa was right. Knobs are the future.
If you own a home, listen up. This is scary. The FBI is warning about a crime on the rise, home title theft. And it doesn't happen the way you might think. No break-ins, no stolen keys, just a forged signature on a single piece of paper filed with the county. In minutes, criminals can transfer the title out of your name, then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your home. The worst part? Most people don't know what's happening until they get collection or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. When you visit HometitleLock.com/Kim, you'll get a free title history report and a 14-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, including 24/7 monitoring of your home's title, urgent alerts to changes, and if fraud does happen. Their U.S.-based restoration team will work to restore your title, covering costs up to $1 million. Don't wait. Protect your home and equity today. Get your free 14-day trial at HometitleLock.com/Kim. That's HometitleLock.com/Kim.
Okay, how about some quick tech tips to make your life easier? Some power banks can actually charge your phone while they recharge themselves. It's called pass-through charging. To find out if yours can do it, check the manual or just Google the model. It's a lifesaver when you've only got one outlet. If you updated to iPad OS 26 and suddenly you've got a big circle instead of a pointer, here's the fix. Head to Settings, then Accessibility, then Touch. Toggle off Assistive Touch and the arrow comes right back. If you want to customize it, go into Pointer Control to change the size and color. You can pull up emails from a specific window of time using the search bar. For example, type in after 2025/08/01 before 2025/10/01, and you'll see everything from August 1 through September 30, 2025. You can also add things like from kim@thecurrentnewsletter.com or has attachment to narrow it down even further. No more Windows naps. If your PC keeps falling asleep when you don't want it to, open Settings, then System, then Power. Under Screen, Sleep, and Hibernation, set each option to Never. Just remember, if you're on a laptop, this will drain your battery if it's not plugged in. Before you toss your mechanical keyboard, try cleaning it. Use an air duster to blow between the keys. If one switch is really stuck, pull off the keycap, check underneath, and give it another blast of air. Doing this once a month can keep things running smoothly. Your Kindle can do more than just read. Tap and hold on a word or highlight a whole passage and slide over in the pop-up menu until you see Translation. Pick your languages, say Japanese to English, and you'll get the meaning instantly. Tired of jumping between apps to figure out who's got the movie you want? Just head to Just Watch or Real Good, type in the title, and it'll show you exactly where it's streaming, including free options.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
You know that feeling when it seems like you're running your nervous system like a 24/7 conflict resolution hotline? Always smoothing things over, trying not to sound too harsh, making sure no one storms off in a huff? AI can actually take some of that weight off by handling the hardest part: how to have your say.
Here's how people are using ChatGPT, or whatever chatbot you like, as a sort of emotional translator.
First, de-escalation scripts. You can literally ask it, write me a text that acknowledges their frustration but doesn't end with me groveling. Or, give me 3 responses that don't sound like I'm rolling over. The point is to untangle defensiveness without performing apology theater. Second, conversation openers. Instead of a casual check-in that snowballs into a 40-minute emotional triage session, try prompts like, suggest a way to check in that won't lead to me fixing their problems, or give me a neutral opener that keeps the conversation light, not loaded. And third, helping people feel heard without drowning in their words. You can paste in a long rant and say, rewrite this into 3 clear points I can respond to. Or, show me how to mirror what they're saying without making promises I can't keep. Now, this isn't about dodging responsibility. It's about choosing rest over rescue. Think of AI as an endlessly patient rehearsal partner for your toughest dynamics. And here's a story. Kim once used ChatGPT to help write a text to her son. He works for her, and she needed to explain, gently, why getting to work on time really matters. The text went out, and a few minutes later, the phone rang. Her son said, "Mom, I can't believe you used chat for that text." She told him, "Sometimes I come across too hard, so I wanted to make sure that didn't happen."
And it worked.
Okay, that about does it for today. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me. I really hope you learned something useful today. Before I get out of here, I wanted to tell you to make sure to leave a 5-star rating and review wherever you're listening to this podcast. Also, you should definitely check out my boss's radio show and podcast. It's called The Kim Commando Show. And you know what? Send her a message or a comment telling her how I did and what you learned today. See you soon.